Why did you come to Harlow?
Well, I met my husband in 2007 in Afghanistan. I was driving trucks in the logistics corps and he was in the RAF. So we met in the August, and then he finished his tour, and then after I finished my tour, then I came over here, met up with him, met his family, and then we got engaged in October, and then we got married in the army barracks in Belfast in the following April after he came back from a tour that he was in Qatar.
So what was it like meeting that? And your husband's from Harlow?
He is from Harlow, yes, he's from Church Langley.
So what was it, firstly, what was it like in Afghanistan?
Different, interesting. I'm glad I did it. It was one of those things that, you know, you don't join the army unless you're actually going to go and do it. I'm not one of these people that want to do training and then just leave it as that, but I went out there for the 6 months, trained 6 months beforehand, but when I was doing the training I also had my full-time job and then 2 part-time jobs as well. And I didn't fit family in as well because I had a niece and nephew over in Northern Ireland that I spent a lot of time with. But yeah, no, it was interesting. You've been mortared a couple of times a week. You did PT quite a bit, so imagine I was quite fit when I came back. Didn't last long though.
You're the first person who sees an interview says got mortared a couple of times a week. But and so how did your husband sell Harlow to you?
Well,
or what were your first impressions?
Well, when I came into Harlow, I liked the open spaces. Where his mum and dad lived, it was right beside the forest, so you know, you went into the forest, you know, Teletubby Hill, there's, you know, there's a lot, there's the sculptures around Harlow, there's good schools in Harlow, but obviously at that time I didn't, you know, I didn't actually think about the schools because I didn't have any children, but the people in Harlow, you know, there's lovely people in Harlow, got good friends.
Because we're talking about the Church Langley area there, and as you come out of your house, and in case people don't know, you know, that, and we've off camera we've just been chatting about jogging and running, and just lovely places you can get out there, aren't you?
Oh yeah, like Harlow, you think Harlow's quite flat, but it's not when you're running it, as I've learned. But yeah, no, all the places in Harlow are lovely, you know.
And to be, you live in Church Langley, and sometimes Church Langley gets a bit of a hard time, doesn't it? As if it's an anonymous
village.
Yes, the village. Indeed, no, it's a housing estate.
It is.
You know, for the record. But you found it. Have you found it friendly and nice neighbours, etc.?
Yeah, it is. It's like I have to say, where I live, the neighbours where I live, they're always there if you ever need them, you know. If you once across the road, take my kids to school in the morning, I do the same, you know. If they forget to put their bins out, we put the bins out, you know. It's a lovely community. The schools are good, you know, not too far from Tesco's. There's nice walks when there's not dog poo everywhere.
We'll speak to the local councils about that. And you've stayed, haven't you? And I guess you've just reflected on why you've stayed. So you've been here how many years now?
8 years. Next year I'm married 10 years. People didn't think that would last that long, but there you go. and
we're here in the Latin Bush Centre, so this is why one of the reasons you stayed. You have a business, is that right? We
do, yes. We have a business. We repair iPads, iPhones, iMacs, MacBooks, that kind of thing. It's more my husband's passion because he was the RAF, so he was doing communications. So you know, he's self-taught. We're Apple accredited, but yeah, no, it's a good family business. I work with my father-in-law and my husband every day.
I have a wife like that, yes. And how have you found that? Because you know, I use Apple everywhere. So is it just people from Harlow who come here?
No, we get people all over, but a lot of our work that we get out of word of mouth more than anything, more than advertising, because you know, our author says that we treat people like they want to be treated, and we do a good job, you know, and we make sure that people are happy, and that's so important to us.
And what are the most common, being somebody who has an iPhone, an iPad, several Apple Macs, what are the most common repairs you have to do?
Probably broken screens.
Yeah?
Yes, everything. Yeah, it is. But yeah, we try and be competitive and do a good job and only provide the highest quality.
Going back to life in Harlow, would you recommend other people coming to stay here?
Yeah, it's an up and coming area now, isn't it? Because obviously you've got the new development that's happening near Church Langley, all those the workspaces that's coming in there.
Does any of that concern you? Because there are people talking about Junction 7A and the Enterprise Zone, etc. Does that concern you, or you see it as an opportunity?
Well, of course, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity. Like you think how close we are to London as well. The house prices obviously are really expensive. We'll get more and more people that are coming from London out to Harlow. Because it is, you have got the green spaces, it is better for families, you know, you've got the nice parks, like the town park run. Yeah, no, and there's a lot to do, and you just jump on a tube and you're right inside, you know, London. You know, it takes you 45 minutes getting in, 45 minutes getting out. Yeah, obviously, you know, with the new developments and then the new houses as well, it is starting to have an impact. You can see when in the mornings coming out of Church Langley, it is starting to have an impact. But you know, you just have to try and adapt and overcome, because we're thinking, oh, just bike it to work, you know, a run to work, exercise.
We did touch upon the dog poo, etc. And like one of the ideas that, you know, we'd like to come back in 2022 and interview you, and 2047. But how would you improve Church? You know, I come back in 2022. What improvements, if any, would you like to see in Church Langley? Well,
I would say that the shrubbery and things like that need to be better maintained. The roads are okay, but the curbs for cycling and things like that there. Obviously the dog poo, but it's also down to do with the people that live there as well. They need to respect where they live, you know, and take care of it and love it like other people do. Because when you go out for a walk, we have a wee dog, and when you go out for a walk, you don't want to be your kids stepping in whatever. You know, you have to look after it. If you don't look after it, it's not going to, you know, in 10 years time or 5 years time, be the nice place that we all want to live. And the same all over Harlow. Because, you know, I've went running over around Harlow, and this place is lovely and clean, you know, and why can't it be like that everywhere?
Well, going back to the army, and you have, is it 2 children you have now?
Yeah.
2 children. What is about the army that, what skills, in all sorts of ways, did you learn from the army that you'd like to think, you know, you've taken into civilian life or indeed family life?
Yeah, well, I drove trucks. Well, obviously integrity is an important thing. You treat others like you want to be treated, respect, love, you know. In the army, the companionship that you had there with people that you met, you'll always know those people, and it is completely different to civil life. But yeah, you never make those friendships again, which is hard, because, you know, you're so used to it. But I think I would never have the time now to do what I did then now, because family takes over, work takes over, children take over. So you spend, you know, your life now, it's all about the children. It's never, you know, you might get a small bit of time for yourself, like you do, but.
But in conclusion, you're glad you came here and you're going to stay? Yes,
definitely. You know, it's strange. My mother and father-in-law, they've lived in Church Langley for 20 years, and they put their house in the market on a Thursday. They went and looked around Harlow, somewhere else to live, downsize. They took a house off the market on the Tuesday. Decided, no, actually, we like it here, we're not moving. And they decided that, you know, because they went out and they seen what was around, because all the new builds, houses are much smaller now, you're not getting, you know, and it's so expensive. So if I can stay in Church Langley, I would stay in Church Langley. It's a nice area.
Esther, thank you very much for your time.